that maybe are even a little bit more forgiving in the mid lane. I also wonder if teams were going to start banning Reginald more heavily, because if you remember when he was struggling in the summer split, he had a very small champion pool, and people would just attack it really heavily.
Yeah.
Force him onto TF over and over again, or things of the sort. And they haven't really been doing that since he's came back from his retirement. And it doesn't look like XDG is doing that either.
It's actually TSM putting the bans down. So LeBlanc picked up the Gragas for Reginald untouched. We might see him go to this one again. But first pick LeBlanc. So ManCloud going to have his pick of the litter here and say, yep, going to go for my second great game in a row.
Yeah. I wonder if Reginald would be so bold as to pick a Gragas against it. Gragas has been probably his best champion. Zed also does fairly well against LeBlanc as far as just being able to also be an assassin.
Yeah.
Reggie's probably deciding between those two unless he's got something else up his sleeve.
We can take plenty of time to make the choice. Dyra's going to lock in most likely Shyvana here. Said he was done playing Mundo yesterday and wants to play more aggressive laners, and with Renekton banned, figure Shyvana was the likely choice. Pantheon as well for the Odd One.
The choice was simple. Odd One's Pantheon has been pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Since he's played it. I'd say as far as late game initiations go with Pantheon, Odd One has shown the best of the bunch of the NALCS.
Yeah, and I'm wondering how much of that is the teams that understand, like, were you on a team fight here and at this point in time? Like, if they kind of feed Odd One like we want to engage here, versus, like, the jungler's own instincts.
Yeah. I feel like it's definitely a combination of it all. And especially with an initiation that is as telegraphed as Pantheon, it takes a team that has played together for quite a long time to all go in as a unit. Just be like, all right, let's go. And bing, just going.
Go for that one. XDG to make their choices. Zuna having to pick up Caitlyn every time he gets the chance there. He's going to probably keep locking that one in throughout the season. Caitlyn there, Leona as well for the support, with none of the supports being banned out. So the blind pick Leona be the choice here for Sheep.
I wonder if X Special is going to try his hand at Morgana, do the other side of the matchup. He was fairly vocal, actually, on Twitter last night, saying how he thinks Leona is actually a little bit better than Morgana in the matchup. While Morgana can counter Leona initiations, he thinks that Leona has more kill pressure on the Morgana lane than the Morgana does and vice versa, and therefore that Leona is stronger in the matchup. But we'll have to see if he goes the other way on this.
How does this one play
because the opportunity's there.
Absolutely. See what they go for. Reginald looking at Gragas right here, the Annie instead for Special. So he's like, yeah, you know what? I am going to opt out of that matchup.
Tried and true.
Yep.
Tried and true Annie for him. He's been going with the Frostfang, Spell Thief's Edge on Annie. It's been quite effective. They can wait on that last 80 carry pick. I'd imagine they'd go with something like Lucian with everything banned for their final pick.
Yeah, that's
just
most likely.
Nice and safe thing.
Unless they want to... The cool thing about me is, like, if you ever get to last pick an 80 carry, you can look at the enemy team and be like, they couldn't reach me if I'm Kog'Maw. And, like, you get as greedy as possible based on the enemy team.
Yeah.
That would always be my pick priority. That's why there's so many early pick Caitlyn's. You're like, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
So,
so
safe.
it's good all the time.
Yeah. Or like Jinx as well.
Jinx, on the other hand, is not good all the time. She can get obliterated.
Right.
But she would fit into the same situation as Kog'Maw.
Yeah.
Where you want to be safe.
Yeah. But Leona LeBlanc, a little scary. Trundle looks like Benny's choice. They're happy to let Dyrus pick
he looks
Shyvana.
excited about that Trundle pick.
Woo!
He is
Are you trolling me on this one? And Evelyn going to be the second blue champion picked up for XDG. Smithy hasn't gotten to play Eve much since he returned to the jungle, but was one of his best champs last season.
Yeah. The Eve has gotten a lot of bans against Smithy. Early game against Pantheon is going to be a tricky little chess match he's going to have with the Odd One. I think the Trundle pick is the standard thing that you want to do against a Shyvana. And the Eve is just going to accentuate XGG's early game. They're going to have to get a lot done early. They do have a lot of potential, too, as well, though. Especially Leona and LeBlanc should be able to go in pretty well to follow up Eve ganks.
Let's see what TSM goes for. Yeah, Lucian most likely. There's some good engage. It's a strong enough laner to hold up to Caitlyn as well. There's a chance they're like, just kidding, 2v1 lanes, but...
Twitch!
Heck yeah, I want to see it.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh, Ezreal, alright. Haven't seen him a ton. Now, the interesting thing is there's a lot of Ezreal builds, the standard one being Trinity Force Bloodthirster. Although Sneaky was going for BT, Shiv, Eye-Edge, other fun things, no Trinity Force. Yeah. So we'll see which way he goes for this one.
Turtle loves going full offensive items.
Yeah, he's wild.
He is wild. Sometimes he gets bored and goes pretty aggressive in games where he shouldn't. Especially against LeBlanc. You can see the argument for the Ezreal. A little bit extra shiftiness. Also a little bit of extra avoidance of the Leona skills, I'd imagine.
True.
But I think that's more of just a comfort pick. I want to see how that works. Maybe it's a little extra for the Gragas follow-up or something that Wild Turtle wanted.
Oh, so
we'll see.
I mean, so there's really good... So actually one thing I really like is Annie Ezreal has crazy level 6.
Yes.
Double ults burst people out. So there's
more
the
so than
opportunity
Annie
there.
Lucian would.
Absolutely. So a lot of kill pressure there. Guys, the champs are locked in. Let's see who you guys at home voted out to come on top. According to LOLesports.com, 92% are giving this to TSM. Now, I've seen 90% vote for TSM before. One of those included Shifter killing a Nexus with a Lich Bane. So
yeah,
we'll see.
90% votes aren't all they're cracked up to be. Just makes the upset even bigger if it happens. But it does really go to show this is a first place versus last place matchup.
Yeah.
TSM has been on fire this Super Week. They win this, they get a perfect Super Week. Reginald gets to go 4-0 in a Super Week that he didn't even really expect, or in his words, he didn't even want to play. But he's been practicing his ass off, and he's doing well.
Yeah, it worked for these guys. I guess he'll have a 5-1 season, which is a pretty darn good win rate.
Yeah, that's no one else. No one else has as good of a win rate, I believe, unless they're on TSM.
I believe it.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think.
We're thinking about win percentages.
We'll do the math after the game or something. You guys at home, punch in the calculators, think about the players, see what happens. I mean, Jinte last split played one game.
This season, freak.
All right, this season. Here we go, guys. Into the Rift. XDG in blue, TSM on red. We got a Doran shield opener for a special, so he is actually really respecting the kill pressure of a Leona lane.
Yeah, especially because X Special went for the gold generation items usually. But honestly, if we're looking at TSM's approach and philosophy to the 2v2 lanes, it really does seem to be more about kill potential than about farming. There's definitely a lot of different philosophies for bottom lanes, whether they want it to be a farm lane, whether they just care about gold generation. But TSM cares about kill potential because they can translate that into big advantages.
They can. The team has been playing very aggressively early on. It's the sort of play style that Cloud9's been trying to adopt as well. More early game aggression, trying to close games out much more quickly, making plays instead of farming. They're the top 2 teams in North America, so I can't really doubt them for it.
Cloud9 and GSM.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
People tune in late, they'd be like, XDG's not a top 2 team.
They were last season.
They were. They have a lot of talent stuck on that team right now that just hasn't been clicking.
Yeah. But they could make that late season surge.
Say they messed up with their practice in the offseason. They have not adapted to the 2014 changes as of yet. But with ManCloud playing the block now, it's a modern champion.
Ooh, good dodge. He's winning the lane. It's a good start. I like that move.
He is winning.
Dodge the barrel, get some damage
I don't
now.
really know why Reginald was walking through that way.
All right, TSM going to start their buffs there. Dyrus going to help the Oblin a little bit here. Benny's actually waiting. He's standing on a ward. He's been pinged, but he'll try to cut off Dyrus on his way to the lane.
Yeah, he's going to make Dyrus go the long way around for doing that pull, which will hopefully get Benny to level 2. It's actually a very smart move, even if he's standing on the ward, because it made Dyrus take longer to get back to lane.
Has to respect it. So off he goes. ManCloud early aggression there against Gragas. See where they can go. Sheep almost looks for the push. Can't quite land that one. 5 minions in the first wave. TSM set up for perfect CS in this one if they can get it right.
Also, notice how this is most of the time. X Special actually starts with his Q on Annie.
Yeah.
Level 1 because you can get a much heavier harass off with it than just the 1W stun. And they're not going for a full kill at level 1, but it also allows them to charge up
man, they are
harass.
trying to get Zuna down 100 health. Burns the flash, the Q! First blood already! 2 minutes 40 into the game. Yeah, that Q works.
Well, we said TSM was all about kill pressure
in
their duo lane. And just like yesterday, they crush the enemy duo lane right off the bat. And because it was so early, they didn't actually get full value for that first blood. But also because XDG was pushing the lane a little bit more heavily, it's going to set Zuna fairly far behind on experience as well.
Yeah, thankfully for them, TSM's wave is starting to build up a little bit. But certainly the melees are all dying here. We'll see how much he can lose in this one. Level 1 versus soon to be level 3 for TSM's bottom lane. 300 gold lead. See where else that one goes. Benny in the top lane versus Dyrus. pretty much forced Dyrus onto Shyvana to predicted pick and said, yes, we're happy to play Trundle against it. So I feel like Benny needs to win lane or that champ select little gambit didn't work for them.
Yeah, Odd1 also trying to get some camp onto the bottom lane, knowing they have Zuna's flash down. All it would take was one stun from X Special, and they would be able to combo a kill, because Odd1 could flash to a stun, but with the wave pushing, this doesn't look like it's in the cards.
He's going to lurk all the way down into that other brush right there. Smithy waiting by the mid lane. ManCloud flash Q! Ooh, can't land the silence. Good reflexes by Reginald.
Yeah, he also wasn't level 4 for that, so there was no way he was getting a chain on Reginald either. But Odd1 has made it into this brush.
Uh-oh! The flash down onto Zuna, who's got not many places to go. Level 2, trying to run away. Explosions come out. Wild Turtle picks up a kill. Zuna not to a good start.
The Zuna shutdown is very real. He is actually forced into picking up a second Dorn's Blade, which is not what AD carries like to do. They love to get to their Vamp Scepter right away. But the Gold Starve and the 2 deaths has prevented him from getting to his build early. Great camp by TSM.
Absolutely great play by these guys. Take him while the Summoner Splash is down, and just keep going for it over and over again. Still got about 3 minutes left on that cooldown. Benny in the top lane, 6 minion lead there. Pushing Dyrus around a fair bit. And of course, the Cloth 5 start for Dyrus, keeping him in this lane despite taking some early damage.
Yeah, a little bit of extra sustain for Dyrus this time, knowing he's going up against a fairly physical damage top laner. All physical damage.
Yeah, pre-6.
As far as Trundle goes. And he'd been pushed in early, but he's doing well now. Counter gank
Ooh,
potentially.
The root lands on Reginald. He jumps backwards. Smithy, can he get the damage? 1 Q away. Can he flash for it? Reggie flashes away. Smithy doesn't want to chase and give up a kill to the Odd1.
He was worried about another spell by ManCloud, otherwise he would have saved his flash. So Odd1 arriving there for Reginald saves it for him, but I would still say the beneficiary of that gank is ManCloud. He is now 10 CS ahead and able to shop at his leisure.
And he's going to go back.
Leisure?
I think both work.
Yeah, I think so. One of them's not like a Canadian pronunciation or anything.
I mean, maybe. At least Canadians speak English, so I mean, it's not like it's a bad thing.
It's true.
Some speak French. That's cool too.
It's one of our national languages in Canada. Yeah.
I did know that, actually.
Congratulations.
Yes, I know things about Canada. I'm so smart. XDG in the bottom lane. Zuna trying to keep up. For what it's worth, Zuna's still got equal CS to Wild Turtle. He's been dying a few times, but he's keeping up minion kills.
But I think the important thing also is Zuna just is about to tick level 4 here, and Wild Turtle's been about level 4.5. So when they do hit level 6, that kill pressure will continue to be in the favor of TSM. They will both hit level 6 first. Zuna will be a level behind. And you get a lot of stats for a level. Depending on the champion, you get about 400 to 700 gold worth of stats per level up. And that's really important at this stage in the game.
Definitely is. Sheep trying to keep up a little bit with his GP10 purchase. Smithy in the back lines versus Dyrus. Ooh, nice little pillar going to lock Dyrus down, forcing the flash. Good hit by Benny. Reggie in the trade as well. ManCloud forced to run back. He'll be all right. But there's 6. This is a little scary. ManCloud does not have flash. No ignite for Reggie. But there is the kill pressure
They
here.
might be considering a turret dive with what Odd1's doing right now.
Puts him against the wall.
If he could have landed that Q, it would have been more of a likelihood. Looks like Odd was just going to do some counter jungling. Instead.
Save. Well, ManCloud's out of potions. Has his chalice, he'll be alright. Going to clear away some minions now in his near future. Reggie looks like he's going to pick up his own chalice. Got pushed back a bit earlier than he wanted to. Smithy in the battle with Dyrus. Benny's going to make his way up. Smithy almost in range. Flashes, takes him down. The 1v1 kill. Smithy coming up.
Dyrus definitely overstaying in that lane. No arguments about that one. With his ultimate down, he should not have been up that far. He was trying to get a bit of greedy CS at the end there, and Sheep tries to go in right now, level 5.
Some good damage onto Special. Zuna trading back with Wild Turtle, but it's 4 versus 5 there. Special, this is scary. Double man stun. Ignite goes down. Ignite onto Sheep, attacks onto Zuna. Who are they going to go for? It's going to be the Leona. Wild Turtle Barriers takes a good amount of pain. Zuna not in a good spot. Does he have the net to get away? He does, but will he get too low? Barriers. Wild Turtle. Oh, Zuna picks up the kill. What a play.
Big comeback kill right there from XGG. They knew they were down a lot of kills in that lane, so that lane is worth way more than just a 1-for-1 trade. Also, they went aggressive while they were both level 5, so they avoided the level 6 breakpoint of kill pressure by TSM, which was huge.
And look at Special's experience bar right down there. 85% of the way to getting Tibbers, which would have completely changed that fight.
If Sheep doesn't go at exactly that moment, there's no way XGG comes back in that lane. But now that he has, look at the gold for the game. We're back to even.
Such good play by XGG, putting themselves back into this one. blue buff to Reginald. He'll be happy to have that. And Odd1 is now level 6 on Pantheon. Smithy level 7 on Evelynn. These junglers have got a whole lot scarier. And now both their ganks can come out of nowhere.
Yes. However, feel like the next gank from TSM is telegraphed to go bottom lane. They know they burned Zuna's Flash and Barrier that time. And they have a level 6 Pantheon. So as soon as Caitlyn starts shoving that lane, Pantheon's going to come right down. They can combo with the stun of Annie as well to make it no escape. So if I was actually Smithy right now, you would try to get bot lane as quickly as possible so you're there to at least have a 3v3.
Well, right now it's the recall from Smithy. Has the Lizard Elder and a Pink Ward. There's the Pantheon. Smithy's going to be late. There comes the engage. And Zuna, can he get away the flash?
Yep, there it is.
It's going to land. Zuna not going to live through that one. Good pickup.
Should have seen that one coming, I think. It's a tough thing when you're against a Pantheon to understand, you know, he's going to ult me, but especially since Tibbers had just been up, X-Special hadn't burned Flash in the last engagement, and Zuna was down Summoner Spells, they have to be turtling until they have backup from X-Smithy. That cost him the kill, and probably this Dragon.
The Dragon going down rather quickly. Smithy doesn't have Flash. He's not even looking to try to get it. Leona ulti. Nice try by Sheep. Not going to matter too much there. ManCloud knocked into the turret, jumps back away from Reggie. Body Slam's going to be up soon. Ignite is on there as well. ManCloud's out of spells. Nice Flash, though. Gets away from the Body Slam.
Nice aggression there by Reginald. He is down in farm, but will be able to catch up a little bit because he's forced ManCloud back into base there. TSM trying to really take control of this game back into their own hands. Let's say they've successfully done so by clearing the bottom part of the map full of objectives. Reginald with flash ups, got to be careful about X-Smithy.
Off on the side, there's the jump on in. Can they get the damage they need? There's the double
they
W,
might
the
just
R. Good flash.
Yeah, X-Smithy opts to save his ultimate there. I think the main thing they were doing is trying to get the flash back out of Reginald. It's going to curb his aggression pretty heavily.
And ManCloud's out of potions again. He's down to half HP. As soon as that explosive cask is back up, he's not going to be able to hold it into the lane. So the recall from ManCloud. He is going for the more farm-based build, the Max W, the Athene's opener. Safer start. Should be fine. He's trading farm and actually succeeding very well against Reginald. So far ManCloud is getting a bit of his vengeance there.
Yeah, ManCloud could definitely be a pretty big factor in this game, and it's going to be, I think, rather key that he starts helping out bottom lane. It's going to be a matter of finding a way of getting Reginald out of that mid lane so he has time to roam, and then also finding a creative path down the bot lane. One of the reasons he hasn't been able to do so is Odd1's spent a lot of time at rates to put wards for the bottom lane roam.
Oh, Pillar comes down late. They're not going to get Dyrus for anything. Nice try. They knew he had no flash for about 30 more seconds, but they couldn't quite convert that. So they're staying around, but Flash, now that Dragon Form's down, is going to be Dyrus' only escape.
Well, Flash is still down on Zuna down here in the bot lane, and it's been a while for them. They know the kill pressure isn't as high for TSM right now because the flash from Annie is down. And you can definitely see them trying for it, though.
See if you can get away from this one. Trap's going to go down a little early. Odd1 going to go in for the pressure. Sheep gets hit up with Tibbers. Is the damage going to be enough? Solar Flare is going to land onto 3, and Sheep flashed the way. He will survive. But another kill on Azuna, 1 and 4.
And we're really seeing now how good the Annie pick was for TSM in the context of their team composition. If they would have picked a Morgana, they would not have nearly the same reliability for these ganks. If even X-Special can land the start of a stun, it means Pantheon can combo, and Annie's follow-up is just stronger than Morgana's as far as these jungle plus bot lane ganks are going. Odd1 really just getting Wild Turtle fed right here. Great job by the TSM bot lane and the Odd1.
Yeah, absolutely, and they're going to get the turret for this one. Smithy wanted a Leech experience, can't really though, can't defend the turret. Team's going to come back down, but TSM just snowballing this bot lane. Every single kill has come from bot lane so far. That is all the victories from TSM because they're losing in CS mid, they're losing in CS top. Even their jungler's actually down monster kills overall. So all of TSM's early game is Wild Turtle and Special.
Yeah, a lot of it's just in the kill pressure here. Reginald is definitely LCS level, even one of the best players in the LCS this week. Standing pat with ManCloud, but absolutely not having that huge impact, considering the massive lane strength that Agragas can offer. Obviously, it's because he's up against LeBlanc, who has huge assassination pressure as it begins.
All right. Athene's done. Back to the lanes we go. Dragon down, 1 outer turret gone. Smithy, unfortunately, hasn't been able to make a whole lot of moves this game. He's looked for a lot of it. You've seen him constantly try to make the ganks work. But TSM have been playing safe enough in their lanes that they're like, I will not meta Evelynn at this stage, so I'll be all right.
It's really a fascinating matchup when you have a Pantheon going up against an Eve as well, though. Because even though warding is important to catch laners roaming lane to lane, you're basically just playing mind games amongst the two junglers. And you need very high game sense to understand where the next game is going to come. Because you can't necessarily put down wards to know where things are coming. And so far, Odd1 has outguessed Smithy and has yet to run into a counter gank.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, blue buff.
Now, there's too many TSM people here. They're just collapsing as 5.
There we go. Picked up. The smite coming through as well. Odd1 grabs blue buff. Their own is available, so Reggie can get one soon. With the pressure to mid, good rotation by TSM's bottom lane. It's going to be a mid turret and the blue buff for this rotation. Zuna just taking farm in the bottom lane.
It really is just TSM's overall strategy here to get one section of their team strong and then using that strength to move around the map with it. So it is the triplets of Odd1, Wild Turtle, and Xspecial that are creating all of the positive things for TSM right now. Dyrus and Reggie are just holding their own and stopping bad things from happening, where it's the other 3 that are making big plays. Although, this could be a pretty big play. He's got to flash the ult.
Nope, got nothing to do. Zuna, ooh, good trap, but Ignite is going to be too much for him. Reggie solos out Zuna, patiently waits for all the jukes, then lands the skills.
Ouch. That one hurts. 1-5 now for Zuna on the safe AD carry, Caitlyn.
Yeah. Getting picked on.
Yes. And then some.
Yeah.
TSM has been known to be very good at picking on individuals, and this time they've decided to pick Zuna. That's one of the big things about Pantheon as well. Once he gets summoner spells down in the lane, or once the lane themselves can get summoner spells down, he just applies relentless punishment. 14 seconds till Dragon.
Well, it's going to be TSM pretty well in control of this one, though XDG, it's going to be the recall from Benny. He wants to be maybe on this side of the map for it. Has the Ruin King. No, Benny goes top lane. So it's a 4v4 for Dragon, if anything.
And even though they're down 3,000 gold, there's a chance XDG could win this fight because the ultimate from Wild Turtle and Reginald is down. But XDG would have to know that and go very quickly before that ultimate from Reggie is coming back up, because it's going to be soon.
Both top laners rotate. Smithy is revealed by wards. Pink wards by TSM. Also get rid of the vision in this area. Sweeper doing the same job. Top lane is coming down. Right now, Mancloud's pushing mid to create some pressure, but Dragon has been started by TSM.
And the ult is back up from Reginald, so now he's saying, all right, guys, get on the Dragon. If they come, I'm going to ult them. Reggie's incredibly good at isolating people at the Dragon pit with his ultimate.
TSM Odd1 going to pick up the Dragon. The battle has begun. Mancloud forced to run away, but there comes Dyrus. He's going to find one. Here comes the man drop. Benny in a bad spot. It's going to be the flash over the wall. 1 for 0 plus Dragon. Will they get more? Sheep forced to run away. And it's going to be it. 1 for 0 plus Dragon.
Yeah, just a great play by TSM overall. That's been Reginald's bread and butter ever since he started playing Gragas. I remember back at 2011 in WCG, he was destroying people with the Dragon Pit ultimates.
Well, it looks like the Odd was going to do some destroying of his own, forcing Zuna away. Trades flash with that man. Second tier turret. No under fire. TSM getting a lot off of 1 kill.
Huge moves by TSM, really taking full control of this game now. Just forcing at the right time. 17 minutes in. Just watch how he gets Mancloud and pushes everyone else back. So even though Mancloud is now potentially in like assassination zone, he has to run away because he's going to die instantly. They chase him very well. The Leona ultimate can't cut them off, and they just chase through for the rest of the kills.
Nicely done. TSM 7-2, 3-0 in turrets, 2-0 in dragons. Big gold lead for these guys, and the recall is pretty safe. The lanes are all pushed enough that nothing got pressured when TSM went back to heal and buy some new items. And speaking of new items, Dyrus did go for Blade of the Ruin King opener here on Shyvana, so a fairly offensive build for Dyrus.
Yeah, I think top laners who are against Trundle are much more likely to build a damage item first. Even though Dyrus has been fairly outspoken saying that full tank Shyvana has higher impact in games, because he's against Trundle, he doesn't just want to build stats to get stolen right off the bat.
Makes sense, and it's working out for him, honestly. He's now up 3 minion kills and has had a little bit more impact in this game.
This definitely isn't one of those Dyrus carry games. This is one of those old reliable Dyrus games where he sits in the top lane, eventually gets an advantage on his opponent, and then starts punishing. I
believe eventually is now.
Yeah.
He is pushing Benny down about half his health. It's not bad for a top lane.
Pretty big sustain on Trundle, though.
Yeah.
It's going to be
he gets a good health back.
Coming right back there. Unless unless the gank came in from TSM. But that doesn't seem like the area they need to punish. TSM's going to continue to punish that bottom and mid lane, I think. Odd one waiting in the wings, though.
Reggie split pushing in the bottom lane, though. He's been left alone well on that side of the map just to get farm and fight against anyone who comes up. He just pushes away ManCloud, like no big deal.
I am very interested about this top lane, however, because X-Special has taken the time to roam up there. Generally where X-Special has been this game, action has happened.
Here we go, the gank gonna happen for the top lane. Benny, dangerously low on health, drops down right away. Smithy now a little outnumbered in this one, trying to run away and kite it out. Ignite is on, and the kill comes through. 2 for none up here, and of course, Reggie also soloed ManCloud on the bottom. TSM find another turret. More big moves for these guys.
X-Special has just been fantastic this game. Everything keyed off of his initiations and comboing well with the odd one. They've taken it from bottom lane to mid lane to top lane. Every time they get a turret, it's because of a play that X-Special is able to make. They get that, they get the blue buff, and they continue their pressure on this map.
Nicely done by these guys. Wild Turtle going to clear away the blue buff as well for himself. Reggie can control this bottom lane, and honestly, it's just TSM the whole time in this one.
Yeah, this bottom lane was a fight that we were unfortunately missed, but there's Reggie's just awesome control with Gragas. Wow, he comboed all 3 of his spells just in there to take down ManCloud as well. Yeah. Very impressive Gragas play.
He ignited before the clone as well to make sure that he didn't guess wrong when it split.
Wrong target.
Yeah. He's like, my Q will get him low enough, so I'll ignite first, then blow him up, walk away in style. 10-2, 20 minutes in.
8,000 gold lead.
Oh, yeah.
TSM has been winning so quickly, too.
Yeah.
They beat COG in 24 minutes yesterday. They're on pace to be beating XDG pretty similarly as well.
Yeah. They had like a 23-27, and I forget their very first one way back when, but they're looking at about 3 games in the 20-minute range. That is pretty impressive. That's like when Cloud9 first started in the summer split. It was like 20-minute games the whole time, everyone getting crushed. TSM emulating very similar efficiency.
Yeah. One thing I'd say is this Super Week, TSM has been playing much more for the early game. Maybe it's because Reginald is just comfortable on things like Gragas that lend themselves very well to early game snowballing. But the whole team is just adapting incredibly well, and they're showing how to close games from early game advantages, which lesser teams haven't been able to do. Their whole composition is geared around getting an edge and then just ramming it into the other team.
Well, double root onto the odd one. Good damage coming across. Doesn't care. The odd one, not the odd 2. He has no partners here. ManCloud's a flash in. Ooh, good flash by ManCloud. Reggie not in a good spot. Here comes the engage from Sheep, but there comes the Smithy and X-Special. Reggie, will he go down? Yes. It's going to be 1. Sheep picking it up. Not necessarily what they wanted, but hey, it's a kill.
That was a mistake by Reginald. He messed up his body slam flash and didn't get the body slam onto ManCloud. But nonetheless, that cost him his life. They had a big lead anyway. He didn't have a huge killing spree. TSM should be able to recover from that one just fine.
They're going to look okay. Wild Turtle looking for the top lane. Bit of damage onto Benny, who's really lacking tank items right now. I'd be afraid if I were him, just a little bit. Pillar goes down, sees Dyrus taking away some wolves. Benny can't help that one. Dragging up in 20 seconds, TSM probably going to start their push again quite soon.
Yeah, I think you're right. They need to regroup after that little mistake. They know the Dragon's coming up again soon. Even though they'd taken 17 and 18-minute Barons in their games yesterday.
Yeah. Those are from Aces.
This game wasn't, exactly. They were from Aces. So it's not like it's their game plan. All right, guys, let's get an 18-minute Baron. They're just keeping pressure up throughout the map. They know they can get this Dragon. After this, since they have a lot of outer turrets down, you would expect TSM to start gaining vision control over the Baron pit. They should probably get a 3rd sweeper onto Reggie if they were really trying hard to clear that out. But for now, the 2 sweepers will have to do.
See what else they can control then. Do they even try to play the Baron game? I feel like they're strong enough they can just initiate turret dives anyway and just say, go for it.
Probably.
And just kind of win straight forward, smashing their face into the enemy team. Works out when you're this far ahead.
Yeah, 10,000 gold to 22 minutes. It's near insurmountable, I'd have to say.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty rough. Lots going to be required of XDG if they want to win this game. They are staying in it. They're not surrendering. They could have. They chose not to because they think they've got the chance here. We'll see what they can do. Benny's still running around. XDG kind of sweeping away minions, but you see that they're not staying in lane for long because they're afraid of the odd one and all the roams. And there's the engage onto Sheep. Not good for Leona. Going to put the solar flare down. Wild Turtle off to the side, but there comes Reginald. The fight has begun. Great explosive cask. But it's going to let XDG run away. No, the stun onto Smithy. Here comes the odd one. This is not good for this poor little Evelyn. She's going to go down, but it's a trade back onto Wild Turtle. ManCloud, though, got nowhere to go. Can he jump the wall? Special picks it up. Kill for the Annie.
And they have the jungler down as well, so TSM doesn't have their AD carry, meaning the Baron will be a little bit slower for them to kill, but they're still going to go for it. They got multiple members of XDG low, and the smite is down. This could very well be a Baron for TSM. It doesn't go down super fast, though. As far as this fight goes, though, it was just TSM catching XDG in the jungle. It wasn't the cleanest fight. Reginald did miss his initial Q barrel, and Wild Turtle had burned barrier earlier, which led into assassination from ManCloud. But there was enough distraction, enough chaos that TSM was able to come in there. Now they're trying to push XDG off the Baron pit.
It's going to be them trying. Reginald getting kind of low on health, but Baron's going to go down. He engages onto Benny. There comes Sheep, though, into the backlines. Ignite is on Reggie. He's going to survive this one. The jump in, the Ascension used as well. The chase down towards Sheep. Stun's going to land from the odd one, and down he goes. Reggie cannot steal the kill. Zuna, though, in the bad spot. Darius takes him out as well. 14-4, plus a Baron for TSM.
Yeah, that'll probably do it. It's just a matter of TSM finishing off the game now and getting through the inhibitor walls. Look out, X Special. No mana left.
They're going to chase, though. ManCloud wants this one. Gets the root onto the odd one. There comes Reginald, though. Not exactly what the block wanted. Jumps back, is on fire, but will just barely live. Clone goes down, worth 25 gold there. Smithy running away.
How good's his aim?
Nope. Nope. Yes. Got it right. You owe me a hat.
That was not even a bet, Freak. You can't just say things like that. You owe me a hat.
Yeah.
I've guessed so many things right this game, Freak.
Okay, like what?
I talked about the gank's bottom lane when they were going to come in.
Okay.
I talked about how X Special was going to roam around. I said they were going to be going for Baron pretty soon.
Yeah.
By getting vision control of the area.
I guess that ManCloud's going to play mid lane.
Good one.
Yeah. Oh my gosh,
wow.
ManCloud has evaporated. The chase coming in. Suna, not in a good spot. Puts barrier down. Puts the shield on. Not going to matter. Sheep getting chased out. Great body slam. Solar Flare comes in a bit late. Another 3 kills for TSM. 17-4. I predict an inhibitor by 26 minutes.
Good call, Freak. I agree. TSM's going right down the mid lane. So powerful. Kind of just showing off at this point because they have a monstrous lead over XDG. The death timers are pretty short, though, so it might take them a few rounds of this assault. XDG sticking in it for some reason. It's good to play out games like this occasionally to try and get the comeback to come through, but TSM is generally a team that doesn't allow it to happen. This is just another exquisite ultimate by Reginald there to knock LeBlanc right back into him. And like we were saying earlier, Odd One's mid and late game Pantheon ultimates always finding home. It was really slick that he threw the Spirit Zuna and then stunned Sheep so they could make sure they secured all the kills.
Nicely done. It's great target prioritization. Now jumped in onto Dyrus. He does have flash, burns it to get away from Sheep's E. That is a safe Dragon. 3-1-1. Holding steady in that top lane, doing a good job for the team. Odd One now versus ManCloud, who's going to do some pretty good damage, but ManCloud, jeez, gets chunked by that combo. Goes back in. Oh, the McHale's heal. Going to keep him alive against the Ignite. And there comes Tibbers Special, taking him out.
Yeah, trying to juke that. ManCloud even has a little smile on his face. Tibbers right on top of both of them.
Not AoE there. They'll just both die. Top lane turret's going to be going down. Dyrus and Reginald playing together. Maybe their last time of their professional careers here.
Reginald with the style buy. Decides to go Soul Stealer in his last game.
Yeah. He even got a Abyssal Scepter, which is a bit more uncommon. It does work against ManCloud.
Yeah, it's also a little bit for defensive purposes. Since Zuna is so far behind, and Smithy is a magic damage jungler mostly, it's going to give him extra defense along with other things. It's not a bad buy at all.
127 MR in that Gragas. He doesn't gain magic resist per level, so that's just the stats from his items.
Not to mention the damage reduction he's able to get from his W.
Yep. He did, by the way, this is 4.3 of the Gragas changes, did max Body Slam second. We normally see people max Drunken Rage, just because the AD it gives is enough. It's going to be the surrender from XDG, though. 28 minutes in, TSM taking a 4-0 Super Week. Reginald's coming up big for these guys.
Yeah, ManCloud did not have the game he wanted that time. Hugs all around for TSM. Perfect Super Week. Reginald went 4-0 in a Super Week.
Yeah.
After not playing the game for 5 months. So the savvy veteran comes in and helps the team enormously. 5-1 since Reginald has been filling in for Bjergsen. It's almost like they didn't even miss a beat.
He really didn't. Reggie's got an 83% win rate in the 2014 season. TSM walking back across the stage victorious, guaranteed to hold on to first place coming into the last 3 weeks of the season.